Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 14, Episode 3. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. Well, before we get into the show, I guess we should talk about the ratings. The ratings have not been that great. I guess the very first episode, the ratings were around 900,000, maybe a little bit higher than that. Episode 2, which did fall on Mother's Day, it came around 736,000 viewers. And I haven't seen what the ratings were for episode 3, but it doesn't look too good. That's not the norm for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think it has a lot to do with us missing Portia this season, Cynthia this season, and the controversy that's happening with Nene right now. That may have something to do with it, but the ratings are still not as low as Watch What Happens Live, and that's still on. And it's also not as low as the OLG gang, and that's still on. And not only that, Bravo has given Kandi yet another spinoff show. There's a new show coming out that is Kandi and the Ladies of Escape, her music group, and the music group SWV. So it looks like they both have new albums, new music coming out, a new tour, and the show is going to follow them around and let us, the fans, experience this comeback of sorts. I hate to use the word comeback because I don't think they really ever left. I think they just took a break to be moms and businesswomen and things like that. But anyway, what do you guys think about the ratings? And are you guys missing any certain housewives? I really wish that they could bring Phaedra back, but it looks as if Kandi has allegedly put her foot down and stated that if allegedly they brought back Phaedra, she would not be on the show. I personally would bring back Phaedra. Anyway, moving on. So it's all about Brooklyn this episode. That little girl is so adorable. So Kenya is having this really big, over the top, $10,000 to $15,000 birthday party for her. And at first I said, why would you do something like that? Because she's never going to remember it. And I chuckled a little bit because Kenya made this comment that Brooklyn is never going to forget this birthday party. And I said, well, of course she is, because she's 3. She's not 5, she's not 10. She's not going to remember this party. And I thought, wow, that's a lot of money. But we have seen that multiple times on The Housewives where they go all out for their kids' birthday parties. And, not all of them, because remember on Jersey, Jackie threw a nice party for her son's birthday, and Jen was really just appalled at how inexpensive Jackie's party was. I was team Jackie, but when I think about it, I don't know, maybe if I was a multimillionaire, I would go crazy for my child's party. Probably not, because I'm still raised the same. That's a lot of money for 3-year-olds, but it's Kenya's daughter. It's her money. She can do what she wants to do. I would never want to begrudge her happiness. One thing that I thought was weird is when the planner told her how much the party was going to be, Kenya automatically tells the planner that she's going through a divorce and that the father would not be involved. And I thought, well, why does the planner need to know this? All she wants to know is this check, cash, or charge? She doesn't need to know about you and Mark's divorce. Kenya did get physical custody of Brooklyn, so Mark can visit Brooklyn whenever he wants. He just has to come to Atlanta for those visits. In other words, Brooklyn is not coming to New York. Marlo shows up to go for a workout with Sheree, which, Marlo was not here for the workout. She was just there for the shade. She shows up and works out for about 11 seconds. Marlo asked Sheree what's been going on since they were doing all that hating at her event. Sheree says that wasn't hate, that was constructive criticism. Marlo comes back and says, no, that was constructive hate. I really love Marlo and Sheree. They are funny together. Marlo was letting Sheree know that she wanted to take La Archive big. She wants it to be all about the entertainment business, and she's hoping to be hired on, to work with the Tyler Perry Studios. And Sheree lets us know that her son, Cairo, works for Tyler Perry in the wardrobe department. And I said, well, that is great. It looks like both of Sheree's kids are doing really well. We also find out that Marlo's nephew Michael is taking acting classes, and I guess Marlo has decided that she's going to throw her hat in the acting ring as well. And she wants to be with the likes of Drew and Kenya. And I said, well, maybe you should be a little nicer to Drew, and she can introduce you to some of her friends over at Lifetime and BET. Hey, Drew. Anyway,
check my IBMD, darling, okay?
IMDb.
Check my IMBD, darling, and you will see why I'm
D.
IB.
D. D is in dog.
ID?
IMDb.
I said IMDB. Oh. Shut up, haters.
Marlo is a full-on mess.
You don't pay him.
He didn't do anything.
The streets say Sheree don't pay her bills.
Candy don't like when the streets talk about her, but she think it's okay to spread lies about other people. Bitch, bye. Yeah, why are you telling everybody? Because if I start spreading the shit that he said about you and your husband, then you don't want that, T-Boo. Anthony has told me a load of things about her husband. The streets be talking, baby.
Now listen, I laughed a little bit because here is Sheree, queen of all bone collections, is pissed off at Candy for collecting bones. I said, wait a minute, are you angry because she was telling your business, or are you angry because she's doing your role? I mean, I do think it was kind of tacky that Candy told Kenya and Marlo. I mean, gosh, Candy. But to me, it was just Sheree getting a little taste of her own medicine. I really wish they would leave Lisa Ray the hell alone. Leave that woman alone. I have no idea if Lisa Ray has came out and made a statement. Did she loan her Range Rover to Kenya or not? I personally don't think she did. Now, the comment about the invitation, that was hilarious. I don't know how Marlo was getting a cup of tea in the mail. I don't know, but I thought that was hilarious. You spend $10,000 or $15,000 on a beautiful birthday party like this, and the invitations go out by text message. It is a little odd. So Candy is going after the EGOTs, and you know what I said? I said, you go, girl. I absolutely adore Candy, and I appreciate that she is a go-getter and that she never, ever quits on her hopes and dreams. She's already got the Grammy. Now all she needs is an Emmy, a Tony, and an Oscar. And I said all she needs. Like, that's just, going to the Walmart and picking that up. But you know what I mean? She's got the talent and the know-how that she can make that happen. Whoopi Goldberg is an EGOT. So is John Legend is an EGOT. Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber is an EGOT. Sir Tom Rice, Robert Lopez. Those are the only ones I can think of right off the top of my head. Oh, I forgot Rita Moreno. Yes, she's so pretty too. I like that lady. Anyway, she would be in really good company. I am here for Candy. This conversation with Candy and Todd, I don't want to sound rude, but I feel like we've had this discussion with them. We've seen this before. We talked about their careers, their sex life. It just seems to be regurgitated from past seasons, and I'm not really here for it. I thought it was a weird conversation to have while Nick was still on the Zoom meeting. I also thought it was weird that Nick didn't just hang up. This seemed to be quite personal, this conversation they were having. I think that Todd is tired of living in Candy's shadow, and I think he just wants something to call his own. But Candy was always the famous person of the relationship. And I think that he wants something that's just his own, that he's got all the credit for. I don't know. Guys, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Does this seem like we've heard this, we've seen this, that they've used this as a storyline before? On top of all of that, Todd and Candy having sex 2 to 3 times a week is a problem, I guess. Personally, I'd be good with that. but I'm assuming that it must have been, 6 or 7 days a week. I have no idea, but I'm over it. Okay, so Drew and this assistant of hers, this dude, listen, he wants to be famous. He is doing everything he can do to be on TV, and I'm over
But I
it.
had to cut all business ties off with her. As we all know, it's no shade. She don't like to pay.
This has been literally decades you haven't been paying people. Come on, Sheree. At some point, you gotta pay people.
Honey, I got bills to pay, and let me tell you something. Georgia Power and Extreme Energy, they wait on no one, honey, but a credit card payment.
Drew should ask herself, while he's sitting around telling you about his alleged ex-employer and how she didn't pay him and all this other stuff, how do you think he's going to talk about you to his next employer? Do you not think that everything that he sees and hears that's going on in your home, he's not repeating that? Why does Drew not think that? Sonia being sideswiped by this semi-truck really took me out. I was sideswiped by a semi-truck once, and that truck driver had no clue that he had hit me. He did not know that he had swiped me at all. And I think it's just because trucks are so daggone big and they're so long, they have no clue what is going on around them. And, luckily I survived. And thank God Sonia survived, and her child and her husband was not in the car with her, but she's okay now. And I'm really happy about that. And I'm also glad that Drew was available to come and pick her up. Ross, let me just say, didn't he look handsome in those publicity photos for their chauffeur business? I'm sorry. Tanya's husband is very attractive. Anyway, since the pandemic, their business has lost a lot of drivers, lost a lot of business. And so he's been traveling back and forth to Texas to try to restart, regrow their business. And that's why he was not there to pick her up when she had that accident. So I'm wishing them both the very best. And again, I'm very thankful that she did not get hurt. You can always replace a car, but you can't replace a person. Now, honey, listen, this tea party, Kenya really did it up. This party is absolutely beautiful. I love the adult table and the little girl table. Very cute. You could tell she spent $10,000 or $15,000 on that beautiful party. Kenya did not appreciate the people showing up late, and I don't blame her. You spend $10,000, $15,000 and you sent those people a good text message. You told them what time to be there. Be on time and be dressed appropriately. Now, when Drew showed up with her little girl, her daughter looked so cute. I said, oh my gosh, that is just beautiful. Now, Kenya pointing out to Drew that she's wearing almost the exact same dress that Kenya wore to Brooklyn's last birthday party. I thought it was hilarious, but it was shady and rude. Listen, Ralph.
It's like you're fine just sleeping in Makai's room.
I am. The whole reason for me doing the dinner in the first place is to make sure that you felt like a queen. I felt like you spit in my face.
You didn't tell me you went to the Lions and you had 2 Long Islands just by yourself?
I went out with my boy. What are you talking about?
Is a complete liar, gaslighter, manipulator, and Drew continues to allow him to treat her this way and to embarrass her on national TV. And you know what? I'm starting to not feel bad for her at all. If you think it's cute to allow this man to disrespect you this way, all right, I love her.
Oh my God. Hey everybody, why is everybody facing this way?
Brooklyn's coming in.
Oh.
Andy and Blaze are adorable, but you are late, super late. Brooklyn is so cute. It was the purse for me. So one thing that I have noticed that is a trend a lot of times, and I want people to stop doing this, is when you have a child's birthday party, please stop turning it into an adult party, especially at that age. At that age, they should be talking about Clifford the Big Red Dog, Daniel the Tiger, the Paw Patrol, and all that stuff. They should not be hearing about locker rooms, financial issues, and all the bees and everything. None of that should be happening at a classy event like this. You don't pay $15,000 to have all this nice china and good food to have kids have to listen to this mess. You wanted to have this kind of mess. You could have went down to Sky Zone and put the kids in a bouncy house and for $27 a child and had pizza and pop, community soft drinks. That's what you could have did. I mean, I'm not spending that kind of money to act a fool. I'm just not. One thing that I did I laughed for quite a while, is when Kenya's friend, Manyetta, who is Neo's ex and the mother of his children, when she tries to take Blaze by the hand, Blaze gave her a look that said, "I don't know you. Stranger danger, stranger danger." She looked just like Candy when she gave her that look. I laughed so hard, I rewound to watch that again. So Kenya decides that they're going to have a nice game of fun shade at the adult party. And I said, there is no such thing as fun shade with this group of women. No, ma'am. Keep the conversations on the children, the birthday, on y'all going off to New York the next week to see Candy's play. Talk about the weather. Has anybody seen the latest Gucci purse? Not this. But they don't listen to me.
Candy sucks dick in locker room. That's a lie. Which one of y'all wrote this?
I didn't write it, but I wouldn't be surprised if she sucked dick in the locker room. She sucked dick everywhere else. Like, why would she be so offended?
Listen now, I'ma just say, I'm not sure who put that in the box, but I have listed my top 3 choices. I think with Sheree making that comment, she's in my top 3. Maybe Sheree wrote it, Kenya, or Marlo. It was one of those 3. Peeps, I beg you, get down in the comments and let me know, who do you think made that locker room comment about Candy? Candy was pissed. And, if I was Candy, I would be pissed too. But Sheree does have a point. Is that right or nice? No. Should I have laughed as much as I did? No. But did I? Yes! I laughed so hard. I'm just saying, that was disgustingly rude and inappropriate. Anyway.
But then he said that he had to cut ties.
He had to cut ties?
Because you never paid him. That's what he said.
First of all, he was not my assistant.
And
Okay, so if you don't know for sure, then why are you spreading it? Did you not tell Candy? And then Candy told Marlo, and then Candy told Kenya.
Oh, see, I have nothing to do.
So you told your husband is gay?
He
said that your husband is gay and all of that.
All right, then what we're not going to do is ever bring up my husband's name in that light. This is not the place to ever do that.
Listen, don't tell me what to do.
Kenya, don't invite your boyfriends, don't get it. See, you good.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Then you hear that she got a strong right hook.
Put your hands and get your beat down.
So Drew was out of her damn mind. Ma'am. Out of all the housewives to mess with or come for, ma'am, Sheree is not the one. I think it's so crazy that you could bring up this woman's business out here in front of everybody unprovoked, because Sheree hadn't done anything to Drew. They met at Marlo's event. Sheree made it clear that she had heard about them, but she didn't say what she heard. And I don't think she was going to say what she heard until you came for her. Girl, listen, you brought up your assistant to try to use it for a storyline against Sheree, but then this lady Fatima came out with the uppercut and finished you right at the table. And then you start, "Hey, keep my husband's name out your mouth." Are we talking about Ralph? Like, why are you defending this jerk? And then to try to act like you didn't hear the comment later. Don't get on this woman's back because she's telling you what your assistant told her. You should definitely be more pissed off at this raggedy assistant than you are at Fatima or at Sheree. Now, Marlo and this lady. Oh my God. Marlo. Oh, let me tell you, the lady that was sitting next to Marlo, she was here for it, okay? The other lady, she wasn't here for it. Now, let me say something. The other lady was right. This is a kid's party. Her children are here. Let's not have this conversation. That's all good. But what she could have did is just grabbed your kids and left. You wanted to make a big scene because you wanted to be on TV, in my opinion. Girl, stop playing with us. You know what this party was missing? Dwight, Derek J, and Miss Lawrence, if they were all at that party, it would have been awesome. A couple of moms would have left with their kids. I mean, I would have had a good time. I just don't like how Drew is always defending Ralph. Ralph treats you like garbage. Garbage. I mean, he has shown you 2 seasons in a row that he is just going to do whatever he wants to do, and you are defending him. Drew and Sheree going back and forth. I said, oh my God, that is Sheree and Marlo back in Africa when they were arguing right at the steps. Oh my gosh, Nene was on that season too. All I can tell Drew is you playing with fire. Sheree has been around the block many times and she is always on ready. And did you see how Candy or somebody told Drew, I think Sheree will knock you out. Like, girl, stop this. They are all trying to protect Drew from herself. And I thought to myself, the way Drew came after Fatima, where is that energy when Ralph is gaslighting you and talking to you like you ain't nothing? I swear I thought Candy said something about Sheree had a strong right hook. So I guess when the show was on the air, Drew and Sheree went back and forth at each other on Twitter. Boy, it was not cute. Drew makes this comment, if you can't distinguish spring, summer, and September, you probably can't keep your payroll straight. Sheree responds twice. First she says, just like you can't keep your marriage straight, hashtag RHOA, hashtag respect the OG, hashtag she by Sheree. She also replied, trying to remain classy, but this girl is trying it. Hashtag I don't know her. Hashtag respect the OG. Then Sheree went on to say, instead of paying 3 assistants when you aren't working, you should invest that in a real marriage counselor. Hashtag respect the OG. Hashtag lying ass. Drew posted a comment saying, girl bye, definitely been rated #1 3 weeks straight, and not to mention my screen time has been more than yours. Sheree replies, didn't shoot for weeks, yet made the first scene in the first episode. Ralph has more screen time than you. Pass your peach to Ralph. Then Sheree came back again and said, you are absolutely correct on screen time, boo. Be clear, you taped for 4 weeks, creating fake storylines before I got there, honey, while I was still negotiating my contract. So if you are proud of how you are coming across for pennies, then kudos to you. Sheree is not here for the BS. Drew posted a comment that said, hold up, girl. Don't your peach have PPP on it? Hashtag the feds are coming. Sheree replies, if the feds are looking into anything, then it would be your husband's financial activity. What does he do again? I heard about that too. Then Drew goes on Dish Nation LA and makes this comment that Sheree should be more worried about She by Sheree and more worried about if she's going to be on next season. Sheree replies, girl bye, not worried about that at all. Don't get too ahead of yourself, newbie. Everyone knows, in Phaedra's voice, the only reason you got a second chance is because of the loss of 2 long-term peaches. Charity Peach. Hashtag rotten peach. Hashtag put some respect on my name. Oh my God, Drew, you are not ready. Drew then posts in all caps, keep my husband's name out your mouth. Sheree replies, or what? Keep my finances out of your mouth. Who TF are you? A bank teller at Wells Fargo? Hashtag liar. Hashtag never was my assistant. Hashtag who are you? Hashtag I don't know her. Drew, girl, leave Sheree alone. Kenya was recently on an episode of the Wendy Williams show, and they asked her about being jealous of Marlo. That wasn't nice, but it was facts. Kenya Moore is a menace. The woman is a mess. Marlo then goes out on Instagram or Twitter, and she says, round of applause to all the ex-cons who have turned their life around. It's not about where you start, but how you finish. Keep going. Icon, ex-con, OG friends, we on the same show. which is true. You know, it's not about how you start, it is about how you finish, and they are on the same show. All right, you guys, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.